everybody, it's Mindy. Welcome to a different video than you would have heard if my mic had been on. Yep, that's a thing. I sat here for about 17 minutes talking away, telling all kinds of stories, and luckily I decided to look at my mic and make sure it was still on because I don't know how much charge it has. And it wasn't on at all. Yep, wasn't on at all. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. So here's take two, folks. Here's take two. So, you know, it will be different than take one was. So you'll never know what happened in take one. You will never know. And I won't either because I won't remember. I'm not going to remember everything I talked about in part one. Or the first take, I should say. Anyhow, let's give it a go. Let's try again. Now I need a drink because I've been talking for 17 minutes and now I'm thirsty. So let's start with a drink. Here's a drink. Cheers to you. So, how are you? How is everybody? You know, sometimes you just gotta laugh. What else can you do? You just gotta laugh. You just gotta roll with the punches and you just gotta laugh. I hope you're doing well. We have been busy. I feel like I haven't had much time to just sit in here and work on this little girl because, I mean, it's that time of the year. It's that time of the year to be outside and to be getting stuff outside before snow flies. Before the snow flies, right? We have been working in the tulip patch in the flower garden. The tulip fortress is done and in use. So Dale's been out there working on that. I was out there planting tulips. Filled up quite a bit of space, but had a ton of space left, you guys. A ton of space left. Pretty much one whole side. If you haven't seen it, I just did a farm video. So please check out the farm video and you'll get to see the tulip fortress in all of its glory. So we went to Walmart and picked up some more tulips there. Dale found a couple varieties at Tractor Supply the other day. Got them all planted. Everything's all tucked in nice and neat. Then we went to just chill out in the greenhouse, you know, because it was a nice day. It was warm. Just hang out. Dale wanted to nap. So what did I do? I start scrolling on my phone. I'm scrolling for tulips. I'm like, I need more tulips. And I know of a couple of good websites, some very established companies, not like the place where we got the pretty bright iris that turned out to be glads and all one color. No, these are established companies. There's Brex and there's Holland Bulb. And I don't know if I've ever ordered from Holland Bulb. I have from Brex in the past. When I was doing my black garden at the other house, I know I ordered some stuff from them. But anyhow, I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I keep like shoving my phone in his face. I'm like, look at this one. Look how pretty this is. And he's like, yeah. Every once in a while, he'd actually kind of wake up and pay attention. But, you know, most of the time he was just kind of eyes closed, sitting over there napping. Anyhow, all that to say, I ordered, I think, 5 varieties of tulips and 1 variety of daffodils. Oh my gosh, the daffodils, holy cow, I've never seen any daffodils like them. I truly hope that they bloom the colors that these pictures showed because they are stunning. They're coming from Holland. I mean, you know, where else would you expect to get your tulips from but actually from Holland? I don't know how long they'll take, but, you know, it's not going to snow here. Well, hopefully not snow. It might snow Sunday, but, you know, it's not a lingering snow. We're not going to have piles and piles of snow. I'll be able to get out there and plant these tulips when they come. I don't know how long they're going to take. I have no idea. But I'm certain I'll still have time to go get them in the ground. So that was exciting, right? Yep. So, of course, the other thing that we always have to do this time of year is just clean up all the flower beds and the flower pots and the containers and all that stuff. Pull out dead stuff, store the pots away, get the containers put into the garage, into the shop, and, you know, cut back all of the plants that die back in the winter. You know, the perennials, we got to cut them back. We cut off all the parts that have died. And then while we're doing that, we also weed the flower beds, you know, give it a nice, fresh cleanup for winter time. And then it's, you know, going to be covered with snow. So there's that. I worked on the peonies one day, that whole flower bed over there. And Dale was working on the back behind the basement, those big windows we have in the basement, that flower bed. He was working on that today. I got to go to lunch today with my friends. So did I feel bad leaving him? Kind of. I mean, I've been out there doing stuff, and tomorrow is going to be another nice day. That's the thing. You want to do this kind of work when it's still nice out. It's high 50s, if not hitting 60 today and tomorrow. You know, being for us Tuesday and Wednesday. So you got to take advantage of it. Hopefully we can get everything pretty much cleaned up. He asked me this morning, he's like, how many flower beds do we have? And I'm like, I have no idea. I've never counted them. He said, I think I counted 11 once. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it might be 11. I don't really know. I have never counted them. But anyhow, that's what we've been working on. So a lot of things outside, not as much time inside. Now that the times change, though, and I mean, it gets dark earlier, you know, we're not spending as much time outside as we could in the summertime, that's for sure. So, but he's still out there working, and I said, well, I have to go record a WIP and chat. I'll be back out here with you tomorrow. You know, I'll be back out tomorrow, and I'll work on some stuff out front, and, you know, I'll let him go do his little flower bed he made, and we'll just peck away at it, and we'll get it cleaned up, you know. Hopefully tomorrow we can get most of it done, looking good, all the stuff put away. If not, we're going to be out there the next day, which is going to be colder. It's going to start getting colder here. That's why I said there's actually a possibility of snow on Sunday. We don't want that. Not yet. No, we don't want snow yet. No. Anyhow, so I got to go to lunch. That's always fun when I get to go to lunch, you know. I don't have as much to talk about because, you know, I told them, I said, well, you know, the highlight of my day is waking up and going, well, honey, what's on the agenda for today? What do we got planned? What do you plan on doing? What are we going to do? We don't know. That's the highlight of the day. But, you know, lately we've had interesting topics of discussion. And I, you know, I talked about it with my friends as well at lunch. So the main topic, and I think I talked about it in my live the other night, is why. Why does 50 degrees in the spring feel so much warmer than 50 degrees in the fall? In the spring, it's 50. You want to take your coat off, get in your car, crank up the radio, ride around, let your hair blow in the breeze. 50 in the fall, you're like, I need a coat, I need a hat on my head, and I need a bonfire, right? Why is that? Why? Well, I couldn't stand it anymore. I couldn't stand it. I even asked my friends today, why is that? And they're like, I don't know, I think it's psychological. I said, I don't know. I think there's actually a scientific, physical reason. So I just Googled it. I Googled, of course. What else do you do? You Google, right? I Googled it. And you know what? I'm right. There is a physical reason why it feels warmer in the spring than it does in the fall. You want to know? It's because you want to know. I didn't wait for you to say yes, you wanted to know. I'm just going to tell you anyhow. It's because our bodies have acclimated to the cold temperatures over the winter. Our bodies are great at taking care of themselves and preserving themselves. And I found a video, and I haven't been able to watch the whole thing yet, but she was talking about brown fat and metabolism and this and that. So when it's cold out, our bodies are great at protecting themselves. and we're burning more calories and we're, keeping our bodies warmer. So when a warm day comes, it's like, whoa, that's more heat than I'm used to, right? So it feels warmer. So the opposite thing happens, of course, in the fall. Now we have been very warm all summer long. And when fall comes, our bodies are not used to that colder temperature. And so it feels colder to us. It's an actual thing. You guys, I knew I wasn't crazy. I mean, everybody tells me I'm crazy. I mean, okay, I'm a little crazy, but I'm not completely, I'm not completely crazy. I'm not, So I'm happy to know I have an answer. There is an actual physical reason why it feels that way, because it does. It's true. So I had to share that video with my friends. I had to share it and send it. I'm like, here, look, see, because we just talked about it. I haven't had the opportunity to tell Dale yet. I will. I'll tell him later. Listen. There's an actual reason. It's not just in our heads. I feel better now that I know that information. Do you feel better now that you know that? I mean, some of you will probably never experience that. You probably won't. You live in areas that the temperature changes don't swing like they do here. Your bodies probably don't have to do as much acclimation to cold temperatures and winter. Ours do, for sure. You know? So, anyhow, there's that. Another funny thing that we talked about today, because, my one friend is retired, but she has some health issues. And so she's like, I feel like I'm at the doctor all the time. And if she's not at the doctor, she's at watching her grandkids a couple days a week. And me, I'm just like, I don't really have anything on my agenda. I just come and go and do as I please. But my one friend that's still teaching, it's always interesting to talk to her and hear all of the news about what's going on in our district and the teaching world and all that. So she's teaching kindergarten again. She's the one that saved me when I had to go to kindergarten, and I was like, no, I can't do this. No. She's like, you can. I'll be here. I'll help you. And she just took me by the hand, and we taught kindergarten, next to each other for, several years. We wanted to co-teach, and that never worked out. They never allowed us to like co-teach. That would have been so cool. But she was talking about her kids, of course, and kindergartners. And she's like, these kids, they're different. They are different. She said, they are feral. I just had to laugh. They're feral. So they're COVID babies. They were born in 2020. And we're sitting there analyzing the whole situation. So what does that have to do with how they may act? They were babies in 2020, 2021, even when the whole thing slowed down, they were still just toddlers. What effect did that have on them? Because they talk about the COVID babies quite a bit. So what effect did that have? All we could come up with was it wasn't truly the kids, the babies. It was more the parents and what the parents were going through. Having children in 2020, being isolated in 2020, having nobody to go to, nobody to visit with, that kind of stuff. Maybe that's what did it. I don't know. It's an interesting, again, I could probably find a YouTube video out there that would explain it, right? I just haven't had time. But these are the burning questions of my day. Burning questions of my day. The temperature thing, and why are these kids born in 2020 feral? What happened? I don't know. Oh, goodness. So the other thing I've had a couple discussions about today with different people, one being my dad, and then the girls, of course, at lunch, is what happened in our world, in our country, that people just Not all people, okay? How do I say this? What happened to caring? Just caring about everyone. Why don't we care? Some people don't. There's people who just don't care about others. They care about themselves and what's good for them and what they want instead of caring for everyone. We're all human beings. We are all human beings with feelings and desires and goals and dreams, and we're all people. And there's like so many people that don't care about others like they should, you know? They care about themselves. And what's in this for me? And how do I benefit? Why is it that way? When did that happen? Why is it a me generation? Or not even a generation? It's just, it's not generational. It's just our times. So many people out there. We just need to care. You know, we just need to care about each other. And my best friend, she was like, yeah, like if somebody's in this restaurant and they're sitting over there and they're choking, I'm not going to care who you are, how old you are, male, female, race, gender, political affiliation. I don't care. If you're choking, I'm going to help you. Right? Exactly. We just need to care. We all need to just care. Care about each other, you know? So, having had this conversation a couple times today with a couple people, I'm like, I need to just take that to heart myself and think about what I can do. I don't see a lot of people being retired and being at home a lot. But I mean, when I'm out and about, I mean, what can I do to show I care? Just smile at people or hold a door for someone or let someone go before you or, you know, what are the small things that we can do just to show we care about people? You're a person, whoever you are, you know? You might be dressed in some, you know, weird outfit that I don't understand, that I don't get, and maybe you look a little scary to me, but, you know, I can still smile at you and be kind, you know? Anyhow, like I said, it's just been one of those days. Just all kinds of thoughts and things rolling around in my brain, and now out of my mouth to you. That's the other thing. Sometimes keeping our mouths closed is important. We can't. We all have thoughts, we all have opinions, we all have, you know, things that we want to say. Sometimes you don't need to say everything. You know, it doesn't all need to come out. And if it does, if it's super important, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. You know? We just need to be more conscious of how we act, what we say, what we do, how we present ourselves, how we want the world to see us. That makes sense? I hope so. So, be kind today. Smile at somebody. Hold the door for someone. Just say hello, you know? I was walking from Meyer. This was on Sunday. I was walking from Meyer out to the truck. I was by myself because I'd stopped at the bathroom and Dale went on ahead. And I was walking to the truck and I passed two like men, and they were walking into the store and past me. And they both just kind of looked my direction and smiled and maybe said hello, you know, and I was like, yes, that's what we need to do. You know, that's how we should conduct ourselves. So I'm on a mission to conduct myself in a nice, polite, caring fashion. I hope you join me. Okay. All right. What else? What else is pressing today? Oh, I know the other thing that's pressing. My time has come, folks. My time has come. My season is here. Well, almost. It's almost here, but it is definitely here in diamond paintings. It is the winter Christmas time. You know me. I'm not the Halloweeny girl, but bring on the Christmas and winter. And I guess that's what's happening this weekend, at least at Diamond Art Club. It is time for their winter Christmas paintings. Yes, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting. I've seen, I don't know, 3 or 4 today already. There's a couple I like already. Nothing that's going, must have, must have, must have. There is one that's very pretty. I haven't really had time to look at it closely. I think if I analyze it, I'll probably look at it and go, you know, I have like 5 paintings that are similar. Not exactly, but similar. It's like the blue nighttime Christmas winter scene with a house or a church or something. I don't know. But it's happening. It's happening. Do you think I'm going to find something? Do you think I'm going to buy some? I don't know. Time will tell. So there's that. Do I need to buy anything? No. Do I need to? No. But am I going to want to? Probably. Probably. So, you know how we scroll through Facebook and Instagram and all those things, and things just pop up. Well, one popped up earlier today, and it just said, how to get my life together in 2026. I was like, okay, yep. You know, it was for a planner. Getting organized. I'm telling you guys, that's something on my list for 2026. You know, I'm not one of those people to make like hard and fast like resolutions or anything, but boy, I sure, wow, I got a bunch of those in the tray still. How come you're still in my tray? I guess they wanted to hang out. You got to get out of here because the R's are coming in, so the P's must go. So I would really like to be more organized and get some stuff cleaned up in my life. Of course, that would require not buying more stuff. You know, the more stuff you buy, the more clutter you have, the more stuff you have to worry about. That's where I'm at right now. I just got too much stuff. Too much stuff. And it's going to have to go somewhere. We're going to have to work on that. Not buying. And then I'm always in the crosshairs there of, okay, but if I don't buy stuff, then I don't have stuff to show on my channel. And then what do I have? Not much, right? So it's always a fine line. I need stuff to share on my channel, but I don't need more stuff in my life. Do I buy everything, give it all away? I mean, you know, that seems silly. I don't think I make enough money on an unboxing video for me to buy it and then just give it away, and I'd be losing money for sure, you know? I don't know. There has to be a happy medium somewhere. If you have any ideas, please let me know. What happy medium could there possibly be? I don't know. Like I said, I'm caught. I'm kind of caught in a little conundrum. I got a conundrum. I have to keep a channel going. I have to have stuff to do. That's why you've been seeing more like crochet stuff and like me working on projects and, you know, diamond painting. I mean, it's harder for me to like work on a little project and show you how it turned out than crochet. Crochet is just, some things are quicker, faster, easier for me to do like reviews on and stuff like that. But, you know. Oh, here's another thing. The time changed, right? So I don't know about anybody else, but do your animals suffer from the time change? Mine do. My dogs drive me crazy for about a week because about an hour before it's time to eat, they start whining because they are certain it's time to eat. And it would have been before the time change. But it's not time yet. So I play this game and I try to hold them off a little bit. Like on the first day they start whining, I try to hold them off a little bit. Then the next day I try to hold them off just a little bit longer. Of course, they think they're starving. You think that they would be totally adjusted in one day, right? But they're not. Why? Why aren't they? Here we go. The pressing questions of life again. Why aren't my dogs adjusted to the time change? Or their bellies? Why aren't their bellies adjusted in just one day? They seem to think that it's time to eat right now. I can hear them out there in the living room. They're whining. They think it's time to eat. And what time is it? Let me see. What time is it? Okay. So legitimately, it's about time for them to eat. I mean, really, not on the old time, but on the new time schedule. So I guess they're justified. I suppose they're justified. Okay, what is this color of V that is all down here and all up here in the hat? Where is V? Oh, it's coming up. It's next. Okay, after this little bit of blue. I was like, I don't have another color that's like red, I don't think, that has a bunch of drills. But I do. There's one. I found it. Okay. So, anyhow, real quick, let's just talk about November. I think Brenda is going to come on live on Saturday. We're going to give away a prize and hang out and chit chat and all that fun stuff. I have some paintings to give away, so it's probably going to be one of those. I have some that were mine. I'm just going to give away. And I had somebody send me a couple, and one of those is going to go in the giveaways. Brenda's got stuff to give away. You know, we'll have a nice little giveaway for you. So, yeah. I hope you're having fun with November. I love my gnomes, you know that. And I hope to get several like smaller things done. And this, I've said before, does not feel small to me. It feels like I'm doing like a 30 by 40 diamond painting or something, right? I mean, it's not quite that big, I get it, but it's got a lot of drills. And there's so many colors. I don't even know how many colors there are. But you would think for a small little stand-up piece like this, okay, it's not small either. It's a fairly good size. Okay, how many drills does it have? Let's see. Here's the thing right here. Oh, I have to count. I don't want to count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, or 27. Right around there. So that's a lot of drills for this, right? You agree? Can you hear the dog whining? She's whining. So anyhow, I hope you can join us. I hope you're working on something gnomish. I mean, I know some of you don't have gnome pieces, but why? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, I respect your choices. I'm being kind. But anyhow, those of you who do enjoy gnomes and are working on some, have fun. Keep posting, you know, and we'll see you Saturday for a giveaway. Now I'm really going to have to go and make little Miss here happy and get her, you know, some food, because now I guess it's legitimately time to eat. So, yeah, okay, all right, okay. Hopefully I'll be able to get back in here later and work on this some more. It would be nice to finish this one today, but I don't know, there's still quite a bit to do, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today or not. I've got my book live tonight. Oh, we're almost done. We are almost done. We got this week, and then we finish it up for next week, and that book will be in the books. You like it? It'll be in the books. But I would like to finish this tonight. There's not that much. I mean, I've got one. Let's not talk about it. Let's just not discuss it right now, okay? Let's not discuss it at the moment. Let's go feed the dog and make her happy and see if there's any kitties that want to come in. Last time I saw little Miss Misty, she was walking across the road. I'm like, girl, why are you going across the street? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Not one little bit do I like that. Well, this is not a very long whip and chat, but that's okay. They can't all be long. Especially when you got a dog whining at you because, you know, her stomach's touching her backbone, so she can't stand it. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out with me for a little while, and I will talk to all of you soon. Bye, you guys.